lake looking good. Toon and I are hoping to fish here either tomorrow or Saturday night. I'm hoping for tomorrow night because Liverpool's playing early kick-off on Saturday, so I'd like to plonk my backside down and watch that. And this is where a lot of the lakes pack who are basically just stay here all day waiting for Uncle Leigh to come with a bowl of treats. There's one just come up there. Get the big walking catfish coming up as well. If you see a set of whiskers, that's what that is. Quite a few of you enjoyed my catfish spawning video. It was only like 3 minutes long, but finally got them on camera. Spawning in the shallows, actually on top of the grass the other week. I loved that video. I got farm stuff to do, haven't I? Okay, so first job is to clear all the feeders. There's a lot of waste in here because I was cutting grass like there was no tomorrow yesterday. So the first thing is we've got a bit of an issue with Toon's mum. She's not a well bunny, and yesterday she got the phone call early morning. I need to go to the hospital. So yeah, she's getting worse and worse, and so this is going to become more and more frequent now. The knock-on effect is, of course, with Kai Muk. Kai Muk lives with Toon's mum. Toon's youngest sister, Kai Muk's mum, she works away, and as Kai Muk gets older, she likes to spend more and more time with Auntie Toon and Uncle Leigh. Come on, Paku. There's one there now. Which is great because we love having her around. She's such a character. She's a lovely little kid, and she is quite helpful on the farm now. And she cleans the angel house out and sweeps up and that sort of thing. She eats way too many sweets, I have to say. But yeah, she's a joy to have here and to be around. But of course, Toon and I are running the farm. So if Toon's now got to take her and pick her up from school, there's an hour out of the day easy, and Toon's mum isn't well enough now to help get the goat food. It's just it's just not an option anymore. So Toon's doing that solely on her own. Yes, Kai Muk does go with her sometimes, but it's the rainy season. Look, it's flipping howling here. Although we haven't had the heavy rain still, we are getting a bit of a shower every day. So it's just dry enough not to cut up under the goat's hooves, which is great. So there's 2 trips to get the goat food off site that Toon has to do solo. So it takes a little bit longer because Toon's mum used to help her cut it, and once they got enough cut, then Toon would lug it onto the Ben-Hur chariot and bring it back. As far as the increased frequency of going to the hospital is concerned, that comes down to Toon. And yesterday was a classic example. So she does the school run with Kai Muk, comes back, and then takes Toon's mum to hospital, and then she's back about 4:30. So you know, basically looking after the farm on my own until she gets back. The other issue was Kai Muk. I can't leave the farm to go and get Kai Muk. So then a neighbour gets a call, has to go and get Kai Muk. Toon comes back, she cooks, takes the food to Kai Muk to share with her mum, comes back here, helps me finish off, get the goats ready for putting away. And that was it. She did a good tin run as well, getting food for the goats. And it's just, whoa. You thought it was busy before, guys. It's just crazy now. Just when you think there's no more time left in the day, something else pops up, and it just pushes you on even more. You've got no choice, have you? Well, we haven't got any choice. We have to make it happen. So yesterday, my day was spent basically just cutting goat food all day on the farm, and thank God it's the rainy season and there's loads to cut. One of the issues being though is the amount of waste. The the newly renovated feeder, which is nice and sturdy by the boys. They cut a load of posts off on the side here, and we had slats going across, stop the goats getting in there. Well, now goats like being off the floor, don't they? It was too late by the time we got out here. They'd all been cut off, and yeah, so you put a load of food in, they jump in there, pee and poop on it, and then the rest isn't eaten. So it's good mulch, it's good compost, but this is destined for the lake. I know it'd be better served as compost, but we've got so much, guys. We might as well feed the fish with it. There's a lot of fish in the lake that'll eat this sort of thing. Right, let's get busy. I can just hear Bebo getting told off. Toon shouting at her back at the house. I think she's got a smack. Spoon's ran here, she's getting out of the way. And this is another thing, when you're tired and you're running on empty, you get a bit irritable. We're fine with each other. We're used to being irritable with each other. It's just the way it is on the farm. When you're exhausted, the little things start tipping you over the edge a bit. And I think Bebo has done a poo-poo in a place that is not very nice. So, defiant. I think this is Bebo rebelling. She's not getting enough attention now, so she keeps on dropping a log where she shouldn't sometimes. Don't tell Toon, but when I get her to make the coffees, if she's dropped the clanger somewhere, I'll bag it up and get it out of the way so she doesn't get a smack. But yeah, she's got one this morning. Right, let's get all this munger in the lake.
I never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart so slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all
People saying, oh, it's because you're a phalang, and you're the ones with the time and the money, so you know you end up being babysitter, or sort of like almost like foster parents to other members of the family's kids. Well, it's not the case for us. One, because we haven't got any money, and two, we haven't got any spare time. But it still falls on our shoulders. Let's show you the next chore. So you got all this to look forward to when you come here for a farm stay. Right, actually, I'm not going to clean it. We kicked them in a little bit early last night because they was fat as the pigs. It was the first day we reintroduced them onto the pasture this side, so they'd had 2 weeks over there, and once that's up, that's the 2-week parasite cycle broken, and we've let them back in over there. And during the last 2 weeks, I would say a week of that, we've had a bit of a shower every single day. So the fodder's grown back brilliantly, and they went to town on it, so everyone was full as anything. So when Toon came back with this lot of guttin, we didn't let them finish it. Doesn't look like there's anything left, but they love this. See where they've been stripping it all off. Very, very good for them. And they've had all the green seed pods. You can see some of the old seed pods there. They'll have those. They'll have them when they go crispy. And there's a little bit of leaves left down there. We used to let them out as early as possible, get them eating, certainly in the rain season. If they're not going out on pasture and you've got food for them that's clean, that you've brought to the feeders in the table for them, then getting your goats full nice and early as possible in the day is great, because the rain tends to come in the afternoon and then they can't be out on the pasture. Well, they can, but there's a good chance that they're going to get sick very quickly. But we're not going to let them out now, because what happens is if you've only got tip bits left like here, then they'll start fighting over the little bits that are there. So I need to finish. I'm going to brush out the feeder that I just took the grass out of, and then I'm going to go and cut some fodder for them. I know my brush has seen better days, but have you seen the price of coconut brushes these days? Eh? We'll make it last, won't we, Leigh, eh? Right. I really must get on.
What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through.
Hey, up the old drone's out early this morning. Lovely. At least there's no strong winds blowing this way. I'm not going to moan. Alright, Spoon, breathe it in, girl. Okie dokie, we need the baskets. This is why I say if it ever feels like a job, it'll be the day me and Toon give up. I can't say I love this, but I love the whole lifestyle of it. Individual jobs, they just seem like part and parcel of your daily life. They don't actually seem like a pain in the backside. You know, you certainly don't get that Monday morning feeling when the alarm used to go off at 6:30, 7 o'clock, off to go and do a 9 to 5 or whatever. Well, I was on shifts, wasn't I? Okay, so now we've got to go and find some good fodder for the goats. I'm going to pick some of their favourite grass. Not easy pushing this one-handed, you know. Not any old vlogger will do this. Thanks for your help, Spoon. Useless. Right, this lime green coloured grass is one of their favourites. I have been letting it go to seed round the lake so that it will thicken up round there. But when the goats are let out, they really go to town on this. It's one of the things that they make a beeline for. You can see there's quite a bit here. Just catch my breath for a minute. Been suffering with the old asthma, really bad. This is that time of year where for some reason the hay fever really kicks in, certainly for both Toon and I. Toon's far worse than I am, but it doesn't kickstart asthma in her case. And I'd also took the decision to come off my steroid inhaler, so it was like a preventative inhaler. I just took one time at night and then that's it. I'm good to go, unless I have like a coughing fit during the day. That might kickstart asthma sometimes. Or if I race the goats, I'm gonna race them again, see if I can still do them at 52 years old in my flip-flops. There's fish jumping all over that grass and food that I threw in from the kitchen. I should be fishing, but no. Leigh's cutting grass. Living the dream, guys, eh? In pooey, goat pooey, look, hang on. You couldn't make this up, could you? Oh, it's a stone, I thought it was a goat jelly bean.
I know you told your friend you're not okay. And tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to grey as you fade away.
Almost done, but I just wanted to take a quick break. Flipping big snakehead in here. It's looking good for a frog on a hook. Because we've got lots of time, haven't we? Yeah, look at this. As if my eyesight isn't bad enough, just sweating like a pig, as always. Let's have a quick look here then. Right, so this is the main grass that they want. But what we do, a lot of farmers call it the salad bar these days, whatever. Different grasses, and of course weeds as well. It's very, very important that you mix it up for the goat. Once you know what they want and what they need, it's pretty straightforward. Just get a nice mix. They would eat all of this before they touch any of that, but then the jelly beans come out that colour, so it's not great. Battery almost dead. I'm going to nip back to the house and stick a new one in. Beebo! That little rat is dicing me death, I tell you. Toon's at breaking point. And that could just tip her over the edge, that. Like, could be no more Beebo after today. Then we go as our protector. Tilapia in there, they're ready to be fed. Try not to feed them too early when there's loads of cloud cover like this, because the oxygen level drops, and you'll find that you throw the normal amount of feed that you should be giving them, half of it will be left, at least half of it will be left for a couple of hours until the skies clear a little bit and the oxygen levels pick up. So one little tip I've picked up over our time keeping fish: feed them a little bit later in the rainy season. Right, that's enough. So you can see where I've been. Trimmed it all down nice and low, not too low though. And this is the beauty of when you cat and curry for your goats. Cat and curry, not a cat curry. Cut and carry for your goats. Don't take it down too low. If they were out here, they'd be nibbling this right down, and if they get sort of between 2 and 3 inches of the ground level, your parasites, when it's wet enough, they'll climb up to here. So that's when they nibble it off. And it's one of the reasons we don't have sheep. We were asked not too long ago, why don't we have sheep? Even worse, they'll trim it right down to there, and they're just as susceptible, if not more, to parasites, the same sort of parasites. Yeah, so we'll stick with goats and not let them eat anything too far down. I put a bit more roughage in there for them. This reminds me when I was a kid, my mum making us eat haddock poached in milk. Oh! It didn't matter how many times she said it, how good it was for us. Didn't like it. Sorry, Mum. Not all the black pepper in the world can disguise that. Mum's out here in about another month. I'm going to get a thick ear for that. I'm not bothered though, because there's no haddock out here. There is milk, but there's no haddock. Yeah, probably have tilapia poached in UHT Danish dairy thing. What I've been doing this morning differs to what we normally do, because first light really, we have our coffee and then we're out, we're cutting the tall napier grass that have been growing on our land. So we do that together. Well, Toon normally cuts it and I fetch and carry it and load up the trolley. Then we take it back to the shredder. So there's sort of like 45 minutes gone, and sometimes Toon shreds it with me, but by and large I shred it and Toon goes off to do the first get-in run. Well, we can't do that now because it'll be too long to get the get-in back by the time Toon's done the school run. So that's why we use it one-handed down here. Look at this. There's skills for you, eh? Oh, my old back, it's killing me. Not as much pain as Toon's in today. She, when she was taking her mum to hospital, she got cut up by a car, slammed on the brakes, and as she saved the bike from going over, she's twisted her wrist really badly. So she can't even play Candy Crush at the moment. God knows how she's going to do cutting the get-in this morning. I've just realised it's not Beebo pooing where she shouldn't do that's peeing her off. It's because she can't play her Candy Crush. Yeah, withdrawal symptoms, I reckon that is. Yeah, hopefully she'll get on the mend soon, because she's flipping unbearable when she can't play that. Right, is that going to drop over the old tripod? Please don't. There's a lot of wet goat poo here. Hang on, I've got a wobble on. Here we are. Right, it looks a lot they're going to put out. It's not. They'll finish it in about 15 minutes. Well, that's not right, really, Leigh. It's they'll eat as much as they want in 15 minutes and leave the rest. It'll be binned off the side, pooed on, peed on, until I can get these feeders sorted out how they should be.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch.
Check out what Nalur had made for us. Oh, I'm in. slippy. I've nicknamed these the gates of Alcatraz. No goat can get through that. Brilliant. The old timber one had seen better days, and we did have a few jailbreaks. Right, I'm going to let the goats out. Unfortunately, I didn't have enough fodder to put underneath the roof there and down there, and I could go and cut some more and then come back and put that out before letting them out, but it's getting on. I want to get them fed. So what you'll see is the big bullies generally go straight for this. The sort of teenagers and the small ones go there. The very small ones and the ones that don't get on with anyone else, they have a pick round here, see what's left. And then someone like Blackjack, who's not good in the mornings, will be laying here, sort of like charging herself in the solar rays. Right, how can I put this so it's not going to get stampeded? There'll be an initial flurry of about 35 goats, and once I've sidestepped them, I've got to go in and get the ones out of these birthing rooms. You can just see them behind the blue net there. All right, wish me luck. Could end in tears, this. I might be a little while. Depends how the knots are on the birth rooms. Sometimes if they've been fighting either side of the gates in there, they tighten the knot. Hey Kira, here's little Lily. Ooh. Hey Kira, here's little Lily. She's heavy now, I tell you. Hey, she's not very good in the mornings, bit lazy. Lovely girl. Hey. Stinky. Well, we didn't get the full-on goat stampede, which is nice. I think because they're so full from last night, they thought they were going to get a lay-in today. Lily off with Pancake, her mum there. But yeah, there's a few in there. These just like absolutely not bothered whatsoever. Truth be told, not happy with the wife. I was busy cutting wood yesterday, so Toon locked them all away. Used a granny knot, so as soon as I push against the gates on the birthing rooms, all the knots go tight. I keep telling her, reef knot, left over right, right over left, just like they taught us in the Cubs and Scouts. Might as well wee into the wind. All right, Blackjack, get in there. Slowly putting weight back on, but it doesn't look like at the minute. All the goats are pretty skinny in the mornings, apart from Owinetta. She's got a bit of a weight issue, but don't tell her. I think I've earned a second brew. What do you reckon, Natasha? Can we get a stroke with Harlan? No, okay, whatever. Yeah, all right, yeah. You need to have a word with your daughter. She's not very friendly, is she? All right, goats aren't very nice in the mornings. You won't get past the Alcatraz. You got to be quicker than that, Sprite. Yeah. All right, girl. So what I reckon could well happen, in fact, I'll rephrase that. What I think is going to happen is Kaimuk, in all likelihood, is going to end up living here one day. One, because Toon's mum's situation, medical issues, and two, Kaimuk's mum is working away all the time, hardly ever comes back about once a year for about 5 or 6 days. And although Toon is one of 7 children, Toon's the only one that's hung around. Everyone else is, I think the nearest is a UTR, so it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So, you know, all the onus is on Toon, and then the knock-on effect, of course, is onus is on our relationship, and the pressure comes on the farm as well. I don't think we would say no. Although Toon says I'm not looking after anyone's kids for free, she'd have to send some money. That would be nice. But yeah, I don't think I'm jumping the gun here, guys, because obviously we know quite a bit, and we go and put so much on YouTube. So yeah, it's not easy, and it's not cheap bringing up a child these days, is it? As well, you know, most of you. So, you know, can we make it work? Well, we'd have to, just like running the farm. And I don't know, I'm just thinking out loud, really. It's just yeah, put her to work, isn't it? Put her to work for 2 hours before she goes to school. She can do her own work before she goes to bed, I suppose, so she can do 2 hours graft on the farm as soon as she gets in from school. Weekend she'll have to work Saturday and Sunday. Obviously she's got to have time to play, so she'd only have to do 8 hours a day on the farm Saturday and Sunday, so she could earn a keep, I dare say. Joking aside, it's something that does play on a lot of guys' minds out here. You know, this is quite a common situation that we find ourselves. That you know, Thailand's very, very good in the respect that no kids are just sort of like dumped, neglected by everyone. You know, the family pulls together. There's someone in the family that will take on that child, because quite often, certainly in these rural areas, mum and dad, yeah, they get married, they have a kid, or the other way around maybe, same as the UK, and then they've got to go and earn a coin. And you know, a lot of the time they're going off to places like Bangkok and staying there. You know, you can't commute, so you know, limited holidays, and quite often it's nanny that takes on the grandchild. And you know, as tough as old Thai ladies are, there comes a point where you can't actually keep up. And I think that's exactly the situation that we're finding ourselves here. So we're doing more and more, or certainly Toon's doing more and more. Yeah, I don't know, it's a bit of a wobbly situation, if you ask me. Those of you that follow our channel for quite some time now, you know, you all know what a great kid Kai Muk is. She's so funny, she's clever. I know I'm a little bit biased, Toon's even more so than I am, but she is a great kid, very thoughtful of others as well. So she's great to have around the farm, but that's totally different to her actually living here. And I think we need to start getting ready for that eventuality, because if I was a betting man, and I'm not, I'm a bit tight if I'm truthful, I'd say I'm not very good at maths. 50% sure. You might think, oh well, you're not sure then, are you? 50% sure it can happen that she's going to come and live here. 25% she will continue at her mum's. 25% sure she would go to her mum's. So you've got the vast majority that she's going to come here. She wants to anyway, but she's that sort of thoughtful person that she actually does worry about Nanny, and wants to help take care of her as well. So what we couldn't have is both of them come and live in here. I'll go live with the goats. Every flipping time. Coffee, get down.